Hey, this is Corey from Wolfpack Woodcraft, and we are going to be looking at a flashlight today. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, kind of describing it. I am then going to use it for the next few weeks, and then I'm going to do a final thoughts video where I share what I liked, what I didn't like. I go over all the features and everything I learned about the light. But in this video, I just want to show you what it is. I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to show you what to expect if you were to order this light. Now, I just want to thank Brinyte for sending me this. It sounds like Bright Night. Brinyte for sending me this flashlight to look at and play with for the next few weeks, and hopefully it is something that I will recommend to you guys in my next video. So let's get to unboxing it. I'll show you what comes with it, and then I'll go over all the specs and features on the box. It does come in a nice heavy duty box. In here we have the how to install the tactical ring, which we'll talk about in a few seconds. And then it comes with a little note card type instruction manual, which is pretty cool. It looks like you can use the thing that holds the note cards together as a lanyard for the flashlight itself. So that's pretty cool. This is what it looks like inside the box. So I like that. It's pretty well organized. You have the battery, your accessories, and then the light itself. So opening the accessories, it has a holster. Seems to be all that's in there. Oh no, there's stuff inside the holster. So there's a paracord lanyard that's quite large. There is a O-rings. There's 3 O-rings that come with it. And then there is a charging cable. Now this thing does charge with a magnetic charging cable. It's not as big as an O-light. If you're used to the O-light charging, this one is much smaller, and it is USB, so you can use an Anchor battery pack or some other USB charging method to charge your flashlight, which is pretty cool. Comes with a holster with a ratcheting belt clip, which is pretty cool, so you can angle it for easy access. It's just a standard, it's got little pockets on the side, so you could probably put an extra 18650 battery in there, or something to put inside the holster, whether it be a lighter or something you could put inside there. I don't know if it's big enough for a lighter, but we'll see in the review. You have the flashlight itself, which I'm sure is what you all came here to see. So it has the tactical ring, which is pretty cool. I like that feature. It allows you to use it as a defensive tool, or it allows you to not lose it. You're not going to drop it. So if you're going to go through some heavy brush, if you're going through some thicket and you don't want to accidentally drop your flashlight, it helps with that as well. It has the dual button tail cap, and so the large button goes straight into turbo mode, and so it's going to, whether you momentarily push it or turn it on with that back button, it's going to automatically go into turbo mode. There's also a second button here. If you press that, it's going to strobe. Okay, so no matter what you do, if you push the tail cap, it's going to be in turbo mode. If you push this button, it's going to be in strobe. And so that is the tactical feature of the tail cap. But if you turn it, if you click it on with the big button, then you can use the small button to go through the modes. So the big button's going to put it on turbo, and then you can go to low, medium, high, turbo with this smaller button. There's also a side button, and the side button kind of turns it into a normal flashlight. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, you can go through the modes. The side button has a memory, so if you have it on low and then you turn it off and then you come back and you push the side button again, it'll come back on low. And so the side button is what you use when you're using it as a normal everyday flashlight. The tail caps are just a tactical feature of the light. You can use them to function the light, but it's always going to start on turbo mode. So that's pretty cool. I really like that light. It doesn't rattle. That's what I check for. And most of my flashlights I check for rattle. This one doesn't rattle. Next we have the battery. So let's get the battery out. Uh-oh. There's no battery in there. So maybe they forgot the battery Again, I opened it a little bit, but I didn't go through everything. So maybe it's in here. Let's hope that it's in here. It is. It's in here, and it has a little protector, so it's designed to be in here. So I don't know why they have a box for a battery. I wonder if there's certain ones where you can get an extra battery for them and they just use the same packaging. I don't know, but the battery is in it, and it has this little protector on here for storage. So we'll take that out. The other thing that I want to mention is because of, you can see here how to install and uninstall the tactical ring. You can remove this, but there are little grooves inside the tactical ring that correspond with the grooves on the tail cap. And so you have to make sure that those line up. And you can't put it anywhere. There's only two ways. You can put it in the one way or the exact opposite way. And so keep that in mind when you are purchasing this light. But because of those grooves, it also allows you to use the tactical ring for leverage. So when you're going to take the tail cap off, you can use the tail cap to get it off because it does lock on. And so we're going to line this up and make sure we don't cross thread it. There we go. We're going to use that tactical ring to help tighten it. Alright, let's try it. So we'll start with the back buttons. I'm going to momentarily push the big button, which will bring it into turbo. I'm not going to shine it into the camera for obvious reasons. I'm going to push the smaller button, which is going to put it into turbo. I'm not going to shine it at the camera, but just know that it is going to strobe right now. So it's strobe. And then if I click it on, it's in turbo. But I can use that small button to go from low, medium, high, turbo again. So low, medium, high, turbo. So you can function the light. So let's go into medium. Can you see medium? And so I turn it off on medium. I turn it back on. It's always going to be on turbo. The back button is always going to be on turbo. If I go to the front, I press it and it's going to come on to the last setting. I'm going to put it on medium. You can see that. Then I hold it, turn it off, and then I click, and it's back on medium. And so I hold it to turn it off, click it to turn it on, it's back on medium. And so if you want to use it as a normal flashlight, it can do that. The other thing is when you first turn it on, so I got to press and hold, turn it off, there is an indicator light on here. Right now it is orange. And so orange means that the battery is not fully charged. The colors, I think, are in here. So if it is constant green, it is 100 to 70%. If it is constant orange, which it is right now, it's between 70 and 30%. If it is constant red, it's between 30 and 10%. And if it is flashing red, it is less than 10%. So right now we're anywhere between 70 and 30% battery, which is pretty good for out of the box. The charging is magnetic, so you can use the magnetic charging to charge it. You don't have to take the battery out. Let's take a look at the battery as long as we're talking about it. Again, you don't have to take it out. This is a 18650 3.6 volt 3100 milliamp hour battery. Seems like a pretty decent quality battery. I'm excited about that. And so that is all I have to say about it for right now. Let's make sure I don't cross thread this. Use the tactical ring to help me tighten it. So it doesn't rattle even with the battery in it. We've tested that already by accident, but it doesn't rattle even with the battery in it, which I really like. I don't like flashlights that rattle. And so this one is really quiet. It has a belt clip or a pants clip, a pocket clip that I'm going to use it for. And so what I'm looking for, okay, so for the next couple weeks I'm going to be testing this out. I'm going to be carrying it, I'm going to be testing it. And the things that I'm going to be looking out for is if that tactical ring, when it's in my pocket, is it going to be bothering me? I don't plan on using the holster. I don't really use flashlight holsters. I like putting them in my pocket because it's more convenient for me having them in my pocket. And so I'm going to make sure that this tactical ring doesn't stab me in my side or is uncomfortable. I'm going to make sure that the pocket clip keeps it in my pocket. I'm going to make sure that the charger works. And the other thing is just the brightness. It says 2000 lumens. So let's go over all the specs here. On turbo, it's 2000 lumens. It runs on 2000 lumens for 1 minute, and then it dims down. It doesn't say what it dims down to, but if you just keep it on turbo, it's going to be 2000 lumens for a minute, and then it's going to run for 90 more minutes, and whatever it is after that. If you keep it on high, it's 450 lumens for 150 minutes. Medium is 60 lumens for 930 minutes, and low is 10 lumens for 1870 minutes. And then there's also strobe, which is 2000 lumens, and then there is an SOS mode that is 60 lumens. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get into SOS mode. Beam distance is 360 meters or 394 yards. The impact resistance is 1 meter or 1.09 yards. It is IP68 waterproof. Working voltage is 2.8 to 6 volts, so it can run on 2 CR123s. Flashlight itself is 170 grams or 6 ounces, excluding the battery, so the battery is going to add some weight. It has the dual function tail cap buttons and the side buttons, which we talked about. It has the front side switch built-in power indicator, which we already talked about. Magnetic charging, we talked about. Clip and tactical ring. And so it does have this tactical ring around the base here. So if you take the... So if you take this off, there is still a ring here. And so you can put your fingers on that ring and still access the back buttons. And so you can push them easier because there's something to hold on to. That too is removable, if I remember correctly. Yep, you can just pull that off and you can put it in either way. I'm going to keep it on there the way that it was. I'm going to put the tactical ring back on there the way that it was, and I'm going to test it out as is. I'm going to try not to modify it. I'm going to try to keep it just like this because this is kind of an expensive flashlight. It's 135 USD, and so for $135 you're going to want to use everything you paid for, right? So I'm going to use it with everything that it came with except the holster or this long lanyard. I'm probably not going to use this either, but I'm going to test it out. I'm going to tell you what I think, so make sure to subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss my next video talking about this light in particular, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.